A big hello and a warm welcome to all of you amazing and beautiful people out there. Welcome to my channel and welcome to this collective reading. This channeling session is for those people who have done good amount of inner work and now they are in a bit of leveled up stage, you can say. They are no longer the same people who they used to be when they had started out this ascension journey, the twin flame ascension journey. So if you're listening to this and you resonate with it, then most probably you understand the twin flame ascension journey much better than before. When you had started out, you had a completely different idea about this journey, and now that you are a few years into this journey, you perceive it differently and you have a different point of view towards it. What I can sense is that earlier you were getting a bit impatient when you were healing from your wounds, and that was because of the reason that you did not know that healing can also be a non-linear process. You actually got irritated because every time you felt that you have gone somewhere ahead in this journey, you would realize that no, you still haven't, and that would confuse you a lot. And sometimes it also made you a bit demotivated. It made you feel like you are not doing that great, you're not doing that much of inner work that you're supposed to do. And that's also because when we are on the internet and we are looking for answers, we are looking for questions, we don't have the right teacher, or we don't have the right content with us, or we don't have the right people that we are working with, then we can sometimes get confused about the concepts of this journey. And more so, people get confused because a lot of people actually think initially that it's a completely romantic journey, because they are, programmed. They have seen a lot of movies, they've seen a lot of films and read novels, and everybody is trying to explain love in a very materialistic, in a very physical form. And what you are as a person, whosoever resonates with it, you are a person who's more connected with the metaphysical world. You're more connected with the spirit world. You're more connected with the nature within you, which is why you're sensitive, which is why you are so close to God, which is why you are so close to the creation of God. You respect creation of God. You don't treat them badly. You have so much respect for the creations because you see God in them also. And because of this sensitive nature, obviously you cannot fit in with the world around you, with a lot of people around you, but you have tried your level best. And one of the ways that people try to fit in is by getting into relationships that are very much 3D or very much related with the physical world. Like, you meet someone, for example, what I can also pick that some of you have also recently met someone in your opposite sex, obviously the other gender, and you probably had something with that person. It could also be that one of your friend or family members set you up with this person. Maybe it was like a date, or maybe it was like, why don't you meet this person? So when you met this person, maybe you hung out with them and it was interesting for you, a new person to talk to, and some of the things that they were doing, the way they explained it, it was also nice to know that people are passionate about certain things. But when you spent a bit of more time with this person, you realized that this is completely not your type of person. And I think in this channeling session, couple of things are going to pop out a lot. Number one, some of you have decided like 100% that you are not going to go ahead in any relationship for that matter, or with any person who does not match with your expectations. And it's not that you cannot compromise, it's not that you cannot adjust, you're a very adjusting person, but you actually feel that your time is very precious and every day is very precious for you. You have done so much inner work already, you have done so much in your life already, that now you don't want to give it up for just because some people, some family members, relatives are saying things to you. This current energy of yours is actually more bold version of you. You are becoming more bold, and the reason is that earlier all of that impatience you had into your healing, when you were like thinking I'm not doing well, you are now more into the surrendership mode. which means total surrender. Purna Sharnagati, as we say in Hindi. So earlier also you were surrendering, but it was not 100%. You were not having 100% faith. You were not showing 100% faith. There was a bit of 50%, 40%, 60%, or 20, 30%. There was always some kind of gap. And what you were doing was you were going to maybe some other people who were never going to make you positive or never going to give you relief when you actually need it. So some of the people around you can give you relief, positive energy, but they'll give you in a very worldly way. As long as it's worldly, it's fine. And when you're doing correct inner work, sometimes you need guidance from someone who can also help you in the worldly way while helping you in the metaphysical way, because metaphysical way is gonna make you happy, right? It's gonna make you internally happy. But sometimes these worldly problems create confusion. So the person has to be very experienced, whosoever you look up to. And for some of you people who are extremely advanced, like you've been in this journey for many years now and you know good amount of things about it and you're not into attachment mode, but yeah, like obviously 20-30% there's still work going on. So you are able to communicate with the spirit realm much better. You have a master, you have either source, you have someone you have always had a lot of faith in, and they have shown you immense amount of very amazing signs and synchronicities. A lot of their predictions have been true, and as I said, those people who are hugely connected with the spirit realm, you can communicate with your masters and spirit guides, and they keep giving you signs and they keep talking to you in their own unique way. Then you have also built up more faith in them. Like maybe in between there was an absence of faith, or the faith got reduced because of some incident or some situation, or maybe it was because you were getting tested. You were getting tested because for the next level, the upcoming level, the higher level, the higher the level, the bigger the devils. New levels, new devils. So you got to be prepared for those devils also and for those levels also. And there should be a point where you have no worry about anything. Even if there are 1000 demons in front of you, you know that God is holding your hand and you can literally turn them into ash in a second. You can become that powerful a person, and you can learn how to deal with negative energy much better. So as per this reading, this channeling, the people that I can pick, I've been shown Central America a lot, I've been shown North India a lot today. I can pick on to the energy in Mexico, around Costa Rica and El Salvador. I also pick up some energy near humid places. So anybody who's living near any humid place where there is a lot of rainfall, but it's kind of tropical weather. And even in other places, if you're in some other country, and even if your country is technically not of that temperature, but your area is, then tropical rainforest surrounding areas could be in Nepal, could be in India. I also pick up energy in London, and I can pick up energy somewhere in Spain. Somebody in Spain is doing really well in this, and they have kind of figured out stuff, not stuff, that came in between just like that, stuff about faith, and also stuff about how impatience acts like the biggest hindrance in this ascension journey. So you have picked up this statement that whatever is happening for my good. Whatever is happening for my best. Because you have to understand that what source can see, what our masters and spirit guides can see for us, we cannot see that at the moment. We can be in the present moment. So first is to bring yourself to the present moment. And second is, when you're in the present moment, your mind or your ego is going to tell you 100 things. That this is not good, that is not good. Look at that person, look at their journey, look at their life, they're doing so well. I mean, they've bought this or they've bought that, they've bought a house, they've bought a car, or they have a perfect marriage and blah blah blah. They're going to show you those things. Mind is going to show you all those things, and mind is going to ask you, so your inner work is great, you haven't achieved this or you haven't achieved that, and you think that your inner work is doing fine. I mean, you are doing fine in your inner work journey, that you are going ahead somewhere in life by living a life like this, by being on ascension, by being somebody who believes in inner work, meditation, spirituality. Do you think you're doing the right thing? Look at the other people around you. They are doing so well. They're so happy. At that point in time also, when you learn to say, yes, whatever is happening with me is the best thing that's happening with me in my life, because God knows what's the best for me, and I have a lot more faith on God now and my journey. Whatever is happening at this point in time, I am okay with it, and I acknowledge it, and I'm happy with it. I accept it. So it is more about acceptance. So when you start accepting everything the way it is, that impatience goes away. And when the impatience goes away, healing is better, because you can trust the person you are taking healing from. Your own intuition has actually taken you to these people and these places, and your own intuition has connected you with source. Your own intuition has connected you with your spirit guides, your masters. So how can you not trust your own intuition? Basically, a lot of people stop trusting their own intuition and whatever choices they've made, especially when there is some kind of adversity. We remember God when we are in trouble. We remember God when we are in difficulty or adversity and hardships. But we forget to thank God when everything is going fine. Or in general also, when we sit with certain people, with bad company. And when I say bad company, it's not always about people who are drinking or smoking or whatever, doing other things. Bad company can also be of people who are usually very negative, who are fearful, they are in attachment, and they're very worldly. So when you sit and talk to them, they're only going to talk about worldly achievements, worldly things, materialism. Sometimes company can be just by watching content. Like if you watch a lot of these people who are influencers, you follow them on Instagram or you watch their TV shows, you will see that they have so much, they've hoarded on to so much wealth and money, and they've picture perfect lifestyles, and they are always in very clean surroundings, they're always wearing the best of clothes, and everybody is photographing them. They're standing somewhere and 100 people are taking their pictures, and you look at them and you go like, wow, I mean, this is the person who has a good life. And you look at their relationships, you look at their people they are dating, and you go like, wow, this person is dating someone so amazing. How is it possible? But we don't know really what goes behind the screens. Maybe these are all marketing gimmicks or marketing strategies, or these are all just made up stories, or it's maybe not that perfect. So when we get into those zones, that is also bad company for us, where we are making comparisons just by watching or looking at other people's lives. So if you basically came to this channel or this channeling because you are struggling in your twin flame journey, you have been, or you resonate a lot with the twin flame ascension journey, in the last few years you have gone through various information pieces. Sometimes you feel that you could be a light worker, sometimes you feel you could be a star seed. And especially on my channel, I have been talking to all the people. I talk to people naming these categories. I talk to twin flame, star seeds, and light workers, people who are on the ascension journey. So most of you people by now, as per this download also, have reached to a point where you understand things better. Your faith has increased a lot. Some of you could have also developed some kind of mystical gifts, and you are maybe experimenting with them right now. You feel that you have learned a lot of lessons. You feel that you have been doing a lot of work, and now it's time for you to enter into either the type of inner work that will take you to your mission or your purpose, or you want to basically devote yourself so much to source that you automatically and organically become the purest version of who you are. As in, you just want to be you. And for that, you need to learn a few more things, like What happens is we don't understand anger, we don't understand violence, we don't understand lust, we don't understand a lot of things in proper way. So you need to understand those things in proper way. You need to learn even better about intimacy, about food, about lifestyle, about discipline, about routine. So there are certain things that some of you are doing, because I'm doing a collective reading. So I'm picking on to people with various percentage. So some of you could be resonating this with this 50%, and some of you could be resonating 70% with this. Some of you would be completely, in sync with it, who have started a mission. Now, what is a mission? Mission is something where you contribute for other people without caring about money. Because those people who are in a mission, they don't work for money. They only work for service and volunteering. And they love it. They have a very strong sense of purpose. It's a natural way of living for them. It's very organic. They are very effortless with it. It comes from their heart that this is what I want to do. And maybe you have experimented in the last few years in exactly what you want to do, exactly how you want to help. Some of you could be very much close to animals. Some of you must be very close to children. Some of you must be very close to food. Some of you must be very close to lifestyle. And some of you are figuring it out. You are in those areas where you are making those experiments happen right now for you, because even that is not an easy thing to do. And I also sense some of you people out here have received signs and synchronicities that this could be your last reincarnation or incarnation on planet Earth. When I say last, it means that you would be out of the cycle of life and death. And what does that mean? Please let me explain. So many people come to planet Earth, okay? There are people who come here because they have to resolve karma, whereas there are some people who come here because they have a stipulated number of lives that they have to live, maybe 100, maybe 50, because they are also doing something over here. And then there are some people who come here because they have to contribute. They are literally here only to contribute. They have just this one life, okay? And these people are never in the cycle of life and death. But there are also some people who are kind of getting into that zone, so that next time if they ever come to this planet, it would be planned and it would be decided. There would be proper contracts, and every single day they would know that if I do this, based on obviously the frequency a person carries, that if I have this problem in the morning, by evening I will have this lesson. It will be a life of inspired action. So even if such people are asleep, if they are not in complete awareness for a number of years, of course in childhood they are totally aware, all of their chakras are working fine, they have open crown chakra, and at a certain age they choose to go to sleep. They choose to get into a materialistic life because they have to do something here. They are not here just to enjoy. There are also people who are born on planet Earth only to enjoy. There are also people around such people who are only born to enjoy, and they look at those people also and they kind of make their judgments or understandings based on that. Like, why is this person living a certain life, certain way, and why is that person living like this, or why am I living this way? So some of you have very clear understanding that you know that you will not be stuck in the cycle of life and death, and some of you want to do this desperately, and you have realized that you are a contributor, you love God, you love truth, you are a seeker of truth, but you also don't want to be a part of this rigmarole. You don't want to be stuck in a world where you're constantly acting and reacting. You want to be in a zone where you don't give these negative reactions and responses. And some of you also realize that you actually create your own reality. So it's very easy to say, oh yes, I create my own reality. But what does it even mean? So many people, so many healers, so many students, they don't understand. They just say that I'm creating my own reality. First of all, your reality is already predestined. It was already pre-written. Before you came here, you have signed so many contracts about so many things, and you're a very happy person. As a soul, you're very happy. When you go to sleep every night, you are a very happy person because you hang out with your spirit guides, you meet with your masters. And some of you, when you are not doing those things and you're traveling in different worlds and meeting different people or having different situations to encounter, even astrally, you know that you're doing it for a reason. Okay, so one of those reasons is that you don't want to have any children of your own, and this is a biggest reason. Or second thing can be, if you already have children, then it will be your last life on earth if you look at your child and look at other children equally, which is a very difficult task to do, believe it or not. For some people who I see are on this life and they are living a purpose, they have kids of their own. Mostly they just have one child. They don't have more than one child. If they have one child, they're going to raise that child, they're going to give that child everything. But while they're doing so, they're also going to contribute. And I know such people. Personally, I hang out with those people. I live with them, like they're my friends and we do good things in life. So I have seen either you're not gonna want to have any children and you'll not have children at all, or else you'll have one child. In some cases, that one child could also be adopted child, and in some cases you could be a single parent, like you have a child, you give birth to the baby, and after that you have got nothing to do with that person who was involved with you while making a baby. It's literally like you met that person only to get the child, to only have a child, you know. So that doesn't mean that you are very much only attached with the child. You love the child, you want your kid to be independent, and you want your kid to carry forward your mission. This is also a very big reason why you have an angelic, you've given birth to an angelic, or you've adopted an angelic, you found an angelic in your life, because you and that kid, the child, are in the same mission. So the child chose you actually. That is also a fact in some cases, that your child has chosen you because you're the only person who can provide them with the right platform, the right education. Because in the world we live in, education is a big problem, and this is the biggest tool. Bad education, wrong education is the biggest tool of how kids are getting programmed. So a lot of you know that this is your last life on planet Earth, and you're here, you're going to do your job, and you're going to leave. Simple. And if next time you're called again, you will be gladly coming up. It's not going to be like you're born, you're dying, you're dead, then you're born again, then you're dying again, then you're born again. That is a person who's in the cycle, stuck in the cycle, but you're not stuck in the cycle, okay? Whosoever I'm channeling, you also understand love and relationships much better than before. There was a time that you genuinely did not know what made you choose a partner, what made you choose a boyfriend or a girlfriend, or what made you choose a spouse. There were certain, like options or certain check boxes that you had to go through, and you felt that, okay, if this is there, then it's fine. But now, after being in this twin flame ascension journey, which you also understand, it's a very individual journey. If you're intelligent, you know this. And you also don't want to call yourself divine masculine or divine feminine anymore. You want to probably look at the whole thing as a runner-chaser dynamic. You feel that maybe you were a chaser and the other person was a runner, or the other person was a runner and you were a chaser. Some of you also understood that divine masculine usually is used for male gender and divine feminine is usually used for female gender. If there is a situation of homosexuals, then also you know that one person always has the male characteristic, they're dressing more tomboyish or they're more like manly man, even though if they're the same sex couple, and the other one is the more feminine version, and they like each other for whatever reasons. So you understand sexuality really well now. You understand a lot of things. You understand so many things about entities, about energies, about different kinds of worlds, different kinds of dimensions, different kind of frequencies. You love to listen to metaphysical stories. You love to listen to metaphysical tales. But at the same time, you want to strike a balance between metaphysics and physics, because physics, matter, is the 3D world, and metaphysics is your spirit world, or your connection with the spirit world, or you as a spirit, because you cannot be connected to the spirit world unless you are really a spirit, or you know that you are also one of them, but you're in a body and they're in a different dimension. Maybe they have subtler bodies. So this is where I'm going to close this channeling session. And I just want to tell you guys, whosoever has understood that patience actually is a virtue, and being relaxed about your journey, accepting whatever it is, and doing the right inner work every day, being dedicated, being devoted, being in discipline, and then still being okay by the end of the day, before you sleep, thanking God for all the good things you have, and also saying sorry for all the wrong things that you did, all the mistakes you made, sleeping with a light heart, sleeping without any worries, not worrying about how you're going to pay the bills, not worrying about how you're going to achieve your certain achievements, achieve the achievements, and actually just being relaxed with it, and knowing that you still need to be disciplined next day, and you still need to be dedicated and devoted. So I know there are lots of people, they make a lot of videos, they make a lot of content, and it's confusing. It can be confusing because people are doing chemicals, they're consuming a lot of drugs also. But this journey is a very pure journey. This is an ascension journey. How can it be great journey if it has codependency of anything? Like if you want to reach to your masters, or if you want to travel, if you want to do astral projection or lucid dreaming, you should be able to do it without anything. You should be able to do it simply because of the way you have practiced. And these type of practices, they take time, they need devotion and dedication. There is no shortcut to it. There is genuinely no shortcut to it. And some of you may have understood that also. Maybe by now you are at that stage in your life where you understand whatever you consume has a big role, a huge role to play in the ascension journey. And maybe if that's not the case for you, and you probably been on some pills, on some medication, or maybe some type of diet, then you feel that now is the time to make a radical shift in life, so that you have to be free. Like a lot of people have given their testimonies about ayahuasca, or they've given their testimonies about other plant related medicines, or plant related experiences. So now you know the difference between plant medicine, and you know the difference between chemical medicine. So something that's coming from nature, that's coming from plants, now even that may not be 100% correct for you. Or maybe what you understand now is that at a certain stage you needed it, it was good for you, your soul attracted those experiences, but now you don't need it anymore, and that's why even that is vibrationally not a match for you. What you need now is practice. What you need now is to work on your mind. What you need now is chakra alignment, because all of you, if not all of you, some of you know that if our chakras are aligned, then automatically all our energy channels that we have in our body, 72,000 nadis, they start working. And these chakras, they get aligned fully when Ida and Pingala, which is divine masculine and divine feminine within you, that comes in alignment. So all those people who are trying to change things externally, they are doing inner work, but it's very external, or they are externally operational. Maybe they are stuck in some kind of occupation, or maybe they are stuck in some kind of family lifestyle, some kind of dynamic which they felt that if I fix this, I'm gonna be happy. If I do something about this, everything will be fine. But now probably they understand that it's all within, it's all inside. But you need the stimuli of external elements also. So there's a balance you strike over there. It doesn't mean that you don't need those occupations or those people or those family members. You need them for your journey. But now your reaction towards them has to change. And that reaction has to be more, internalized. Observation has to become more of a daily experience. And you should look forward to it. You should look forward to meeting people, going somewhere, facing challenges. You should look forward to it, because you know that every time you face a challenge, there is something you learn from it. Even if it means that you have to rest for a while, even if it means you have to relax for a while, but you have learned something or you are learning something. So there is no hurry, there is no rush, but at the same time, you understand that your devotion towards God has to happen in the here and now. The gratitude towards God has to happen in the here and now. Those who are from India would understand, काल करे सो आज करे सो अब, पल में परलय होएगी बहुरी करेगा कब. And those who are from the Western world who speak English, let me translate this for you. It means in simple words that what you're gonna do tomorrow, you can do today, and what you're gonna do today, you can do right now. Now this we need to apply when it comes to our devotion towards source, and everything else can happen automatically also. Now does that mean that we stop doing our work, that we stop living this life that we are living? No, you have to do it together. Internally, you have to do your inner work. In your mind, you should be focused on your inner work, and externally, you should be doing all the chores or whatever work is required, and you have to do it honestly. You have to do it happily. Even when you're doing that, you got to remember God. You got to thank God every day, every hour, whenever you eat your food, whenever you drink your water, whenever you're doing anything. You must look at things with awe and wonder, like, wow, I have this and I have that. But if we keep saying I don't have this but someone else has what I want, then that takes us in the opposite direction. And I think this is what you have cracked. This is what you figured out. So yes, for personal sessions, you can check out the description box. You can also show your support on the PayPal link that I have shared. And for those people who want to get into therapy and work with me one-on-one, you can check out the description box. But please understand one thing, that for therapies, you need to be in a zone where you genuinely want to shift your energy, and you have now realized the same things that I've said in this channeling, that you want to do real inner work, proper inner work, not the inner work which is just based for materialistic success and achievements, teaching you some manifestation techniques and this and that. Is not the type of inner work that I'll do. We would be releasing negative memories. We would be working on things that help you shift from 3D to 5D reality, or at least get you closer to it. We would be working on chakra alignment, and we would be working on things like karmic release. These are the things that one needs in order to jump ahead and move to a high frequency. And for readings also, for therapies, it's okay. You can share things with me, and I'll also obviously ask a lot of questions. As we go on doing therapy, there will be a lot of revelations that would be made. But for readings, anybody who wants to get into personal reading with me, don't share anything in advance. Once we get into the reading, then we're going to talk about those things. So I'll see you in the next video. One love, peace out, and victory to Ram.